It's time for basketball, and Uber Eats is dropping deals on game day favorites to keep you locked in on the action. Like when you're craving a buzzer beater, but also buffalo wings. Or when an upset makes you want to ugly cry into a pizza. And right now, Uber Eats has game day deals from Burger King, Buffalo Wild Wings, KFC, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a burger. Order now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
At T-Mobile, our critical mission is providing unparalleled 5G coverage for when connectivity is mission critical. Introducing T-Priority, America's best 5G network experience for first responders, even in times of congestion. More capacity, faster speeds, better coverage. T-Priority from T-Mobile, built for tomorrow's emergencies, ready today. Discover more at t-priority.com.
For qualifying organizations on eligible rate plans, coverage not available in some areas and may be impacted by emergencies.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Uh-oh, the last cookie.
You can get a new box of cookies in as fast as an hour with Walmart Express Delivery.
Are you my guilty self-conscience?
No, I'm the voice offering you promo code EXPRESS for free delivery on your first order.
Hey, who ate my cookies?
You mean, these cookies?
Order now. Welcome to your Walmart. Promotion valid for first express delivery order. $50 minimum subject to availability. Restrictions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Prime Video. In the small town of Holland, Michigan, nothing is ever what it seems. Behind the tulip festivals and pretty houses lay dark secrets that threaten to tear a marriage apart. Nicole Kidman stars in this darkly twisted thriller about a wife and mother whose quest to uncover her husband's secrets may get her more than she bargained for. Holland, streaming on Prime Video, March 27th.
Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread! Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread! Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man. Drink it in, man.
Detroit Koolaid, Detroit Koolaid drinkers. What's going on, everybody? It's your host, Derek Hooker, right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast, talking about those Detroit Lions. And we got a lot to talk about. I mean, I've got takes, I've got opinions, I've got a few rants, I've got more opinions, and I've got the guy on the other end of the line that's full of all types of bula bula. You guys know who he is. You can find him on the Twitterverse at ChopsInTheD. He likes to say woo-wee a lot. He'll probably weave Jared Goff into everything that he says. And he's back to talk about Lions. I don't know if he's happy. I don't know if he's upset with what's going on. I know he isn't going to talk about choppy hockey because that's just a total embarrassment right now. But neither here nor there. We're here to talk football and all other things. Chops, Choppy Chop, you're there. Are you ready to go? Let's do this.
Okri, it's always a great flagship when we can do the show together. Man, we've been like feeding the packets, the Kool-Aid packets to the people for weeks now, a couple weeks, 3-4 weeks now. And I feel like, man, we haven't had a combo flagship show in a couple weeks. So happy to be back on the mic with my boy at Derek Okri.
Oh man, it's been good, and like you say, lives are crazy, but you've been putting out some content. I've been finding some fun and just jumping on the mic for 15, 20, 25, whatever it is, talking about this football team. And Chops, this week, I mean, we got free agency opened up, and I'm still amazed by like how it opens up, and there's just a million signings. I can't even keep track of it all, but I can definitely keep track of those hands, because I mean, where do we start? We almost go like chronological order. Like Derek Barnes resigns for 3 years, around 8 per. I think I see you're out there hating on other people saying we overspent. Some people saying, you know, good football player. I mean, it's all over the map with this signing. But what'd you think?
I mean, look, I like Derek Barnes. I don't know if I like him at $8 million per year. I thought that was a bit of a... I mean, he's now getting paid more than Mr. Fabio. And coming off a year where he only played 3 games. Look, I like the mentality of re-signing our own. We know what we got. We've had him since we drafted him. No one knows Derek Barnes better than Brad, always open for business, Holmes, and Dan freaking Campbell, and now Shep. But, man, that seemed like a bit of a nice payday for Derek Barnes, who, I don't know, has only played 3 football games in the calendar year.
I don't know, man. You're paying for the person. You're paying for what you know you got. I mean, I've already went down this road, so I'm good with it, especially when he makes like 8, and then you see like Bumskis getting like 20 like it's nothing, or like Will Fry's getting 5 years, 88 from the Colts. I mean, I'll take Derek Barnes for 8, and like it's only basically probably a 2-year. Can be 3 if he balls. It could be less if he doesn't. You know what it is. They bring back Michael Pittman, Ezekiel Turner, more linebackers, everybody, just linebackers all over the field. But Chops, I know you want to talk about the big-time corner. You know, everyone's hating that we haven't went out and signed 80 million people. I had friends write me and go, who's DJ Reed? I thought we already had him. I'm like, no, that's Reader. but we also, you know, are happy because now we, I don't know, can continue to use this.
Go DJ, that's my DJ. Go DJ, yeah.
It's just like we go from Chark to Reader to like, I don't know, it's just craziness. And we even used it for CJ. That used to be our GJ until he went cuckoo. So like, I had to talk people off the ledge. I'm like, DJ Reed's a good player. This is a good corner. Yes, he's not like a 24, 25-year-old cat, but he's like 28. He got paid 4, 5, 6 million less than similar players. He can tackle. He played for the Jets, so who would ever be good on that team? But he saw a lot of action because Salas is on the other side. Like, there's so many good things about this that I like. It's just, yes, I want them to do more, but like I was very positive about this. This was actually a kind of an Okri target that I wanted, and I'm surprised that certain people are just acting like nothing, or some people, like, I don't know, Doug Karsh on 97 Won the Ticket acted like we just signed, you know, Michael Jordan in his prime. He just was sitting his mouth agape like, I can't believe this happened. This is unbelievable. It's like, it's DJ Reed, bro. This isn't a, like, ultimate game changer, but the contract was decent. The player's decent. Like, I was all with it. What about you?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about, you know, talk me off the ledge, because if the people, I know the people enjoyed my little Kool-Aid packet there where DJ Reed was the number 1 corner I talked about on that Kool-Aid packet. So
I must have slept through that
all in on DJ Reed. I think we get to keep the drop. Now we can go pressure by Reader, interceptor by Reed, and we can just go to, like, it's just going to be great. We're running it back with the DJs, with the Readers, with the Reeds. I love this signing. You know what I really love, Okri? I love saving money on an upgrade. That's what I love. So I'm going to dive into this really deep in the coming weeks here on a special Kool-Aid packet. But give me some DJ Reed in the Honolulu Blue.
I saw your take kind of about the dollars. You know, you go right to the contract, which, like, you know, guys, like I said, $25 million for the guy from Carolina who, like, yeah, he was a high draft pick, but what's he ever done? Why is he getting $100 million? And then the Carlton, where I have to delete that drop, just took $20 million from the Patriots, because who do the Patriots not give $20 million to? So I think this is a good football player. He'll be good in Detroit. Next thing I know, I see Chops tweeting about how happy he is that Dan Skipper's back. One, like we didn't know that was going to happen, and two, like he's not Dan Skipper of all people. Do you have a take on that? Do you want to like pump up how excited you are that we have a rotational reporting in for duty tackle named Dan Skipper?
I mean, the people.
This episode is brought to you by Hyundai. Think you know what an electric vehicle should be? Think again. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N, Hyundai is redefining what EVs should be. Learn more about Hyundai EVs at HyundaiUSA.com. EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary.
I was never really a runner. The way I see running is a gift, especially when you have stage 4 cancer. I'm Anne. I'm running the Boston Marathon, presented by Bank of America. I run for Dana-Farber Cancer Institute to give people like me a chance to thrive in life, even with cancer.
Join Bank of America in helping Anne's cause. Give if you can at BofA.com/supportAnne. What would you like the power to do? References to charitable organizations is not an endorsement by Bank of America Corporation. Copyright 2025.
You've maxed out your 401k. You're contributing to an IRA and making some other investments. You're ahead of the game and doing well. But where do you go from here? The same old story can only get you so far. If you want a new take from a new type of financial professional, we invite you to get a fresh perspective beside an agent with the backing of New York Life. Insurance, investments, retirement, and more. Visit NYL.com to learn more. Investments are offered through registered representatives of NYLife Securities, LLC. Member FINRA SIPC, a New York Life company.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
This episode is brought to you by Coffee Mate. After watching this season of the HBO's original series, The White Lotus, this is the tropical getaway I needed. One more pina colada, please.
Hey, you're not on mute.
Oh, I thought I was in paradise. Turns out it was my Coffee Mate. Coffee Mate Pina Colada and Thai iced coffee flavored creamers. Inspired by the newest season of HBO's original series, The White Lotus. For the love of coffee. Try now.
People love Dan Skipper. You know who else loves Dan Skipper is Taylor Decker and the refs. So I love the, again, I had to throw it out there on the old Twitterverse where, reporting for eligible, Dan Skipper, and then you show a picture of Taylor Decker, just a wise ass. But no, look, dude, like Dan Skipper, he's a Dan Campbell kind of guy. He's gritty, he's grimy, he's nasty, he's gonna do his thing. I like his versatility. He's got some hands on him. Like, he's a fun player to have on the team. So good re-signing. It wasn't like we paid him a boatload of money. And, we can just continue to say reporting is eligible. Dan Skipper.
Oh, that made me laugh. He's got some hands on him. So we got a tight end / receiver / offensive tackle / fullback / cheerleader / puking guy on our team. Great, I'm happy.
Solid WR2 behind.
Chop. I got a rant. This is Oakley rant. And, I talked a little bit about Marcus Davenport. I said, he's a red power rusher, it's not very much money and blah, blah, blah. I hate this now. I'm the king of the press conference. I saw Marcus Davenport stand up at the press conference and ho-hum, what does it mean to be back? I don't know. That's a good question. I haven't thought about that. Just the worst answers of all time. Unless he's got major anxiety and he was just freaking out, every one of his answers sucked. I didn't see any grit. I didn't see any reason why this regime would want to keep this guy around. One, he can't stay on the field. Two, he's a goof at the mic. And if he gets after quarterbacks and isn't on the IR by week 6, I'll be excited, but I hated everything else that he said and how he looked and how he acted, and now I'm pissed that we paid him up to 4.75. Should have dumped this guy off at the local, bowling alley and kept it moving, in my opinion. terrible.
I mean, I don't even.
That's terrible.
I don't even know what this guy is even capable of. I mean, I feel like you're being pretty disrespectful with the nickname there, but like, what can Marcus Davenport even do for the Lions? I have no idea because he played like 4.5 games last year and not even complete games. So I don't look. They like him. He must fit their mentality, not at the mic, but in the locker room or whatever. They think he's a good rotational guy to put in the mix with Pascal, and I don't know, but this for me, I'm gonna steal your line. It's TBD if you ask me. We'll wait and see, but I hope he plays well.
Oh my gosh. Well, what do you have issue with my Marcus Fattenport nickname? I mean, the guy looks like a pudgy former elite specimen, and he sounds like an unsure weirdo at the mic. Like, why do you like this guy? Why are you defending him? Why are you acting like I can't call him Fattenport when he looks like he's put on 50 pounds? He can't stay on the field. He can't get after the quarterback. And when they ask him why he's here in Detroit, he's kind of like, that's a good question. Well, let me think about that. It's just like, because no one else would pay you, you bum. Oh, jeez.
Oh, I mean, I didn't defend him. I didn't say I loved him. All I said is I don't care for the nickname, all right? Like, look, I've also been told...
Tell him to slim down, then.
You don't make fun of 350-pound ginormous men, on the mic. I just don't do it, okay? I'm not going to do it. He hasn't done anything to upset me. So, but I'd love to see you walk up to his face and call him that nickname there, Ogre. Let's see how that goes.
I don't plan on having any discussions with Mr. Fattenport, but I just feel like when he came out in the draft, he was chiseled and he was this elite athlete that they went up and drafted, and now he's, put on about 50. He can't do anything on the field. He can't play for us, and then we decided to pay him for whatever reason, and then he couldn't answer a good question. It was horrible on so many levels. So, Chops, let's keep it moving. Couple more. Take a break. I want to talk some draft after the break. We lost Z Smith, a.k.a. Roscoe. We lost Iffy. I mean, I would say that's Iffy, but it's not. I knew he was gone. I don't care. The Carlton is gone. I mean, I feel like I need to get it in at least one more time.
It's not unusual to be
Now you don't have to hear it, but it was a great drop. It's a great dance. The Carlton was a great corner for a cup of coffee here in Detroit until he wanted to go get his bag and show no loyalty and go to the sorry-ass Patriots. So other than that, I mean, I feel like we haven't really lost anybody, but we dang sure haven't been very aggressive or made any splashes or done anything exciting other than getting DJ. That's my DJ Reed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm waiting. Let's say that.
Well, I gotta make a little correction here. We didn't officially lose Z Smith. We let him go, but that doesn't mean that there isn't a chance that he doesn't re-sign here with the Lions with a restructured contract or a better deal. But I don't necessarily see that happening. But that they're eventually going to have to address that edge position. I think Brad Holmes is doing what Brad Holmes does. He went out and said, what's our biggest need? Okay, it's corner because we're losing the Carlton. And I'm going to go ahead and supplement that with DJ Reed. Okri, people are freaking out as if we didn't go 15-2 last year with, 75 guys on IR. Like, do you realize what this team is with all those injuries? They were 15-2. Do you realize what this team could be with 99% of those guys back and on the field? I don't know, better than 15-2 or at least 15-2 with some playoff dubs. I did not expect, look, the Lions fan, this is the greatest day free agency kickoff part of me was like, oh, let's do something splashy. Let's spend a bunch of money. Of course, because that's what every fan wants to see. They want to see that your team went out and spent X amount of dollars on a corner, X amount of dollars on this. Oh, I traded a first round draft pick for the greatest edge on the trade block. Like, fine, that's exciting and that's what makes headlines. But Brad Holmes doesn't care about making headlines. Brad Holmes cares about making this roster better than what it was last year. And he saw that he lost a big need, and he filled it with DJ Reed, who arguably was the best corner on the market, and he did it and paid the guy less than 5 other dudes that were on the market and not as good as him. Okay? If he walks out the door, You telling me I can't draft a corner / safety in the 4th, 5th round that's going to do what Ife Melifonwu did? Yeah, I bet you we can. So, and again, they're targeting edges in the draft, which we're about to get to and way deeper. So I think that Brad is just playing his cards. He's sitting back. He's letting these crazy deals. He's letting the Patriots spend their whole wad of cash so that then he can go back and say, oh, yeah, this guy's still available. But by the way, oh, yeah, we're going to re-sign Kevin Zeitler, and it's going to be for a ridiculous deal because all these other guys have been traded for or overpaid. Bloop. He's just sitting back like he does, rubbing those meat hooks together, waiting to swoop in and make a smart deal, not a overpaid deal.
I'm with you on all that. I just feel like we are still waiting. We're still trying to get over the hump. We haven't won really a damn thing yet other than regular season games and a nice little playoff run in 2023. So people are anxious, and we're kind of just doing the slow play. And yeah, it could work out very nicely, but we could be missing the boat too, because last time I checked, our division is getting some ball players that I like that aren't Will Fries, and they got some other big nasties though, and Chicago's trying to play pretend of what we did here, only they're doing it wrong with the wrong players. So like I just feel like people want to get it together, and as of now it hasn't been that good, but it's day 2 of free agency. Like I didn't expect us to totally go out guns a-blazing, but if we just get DJ Reed and a bunch of ho-hum nobodies, I'll be kind of disappointed unless they resign Kerbo and get a deal done with Hutch, and then next year take care of my boy Brian Branch, and then after that they deal out a big deal. Like unfortunately the running back market has went way up because we're gonna have to pay multi-dimensional, positionless. Hopefully we don't have to wait for it. Elite's weapon, like Jahmyr Gibbs. So it's like, I don't know. Everybody's just anxious, man. We want to get it together. We want to win, and one signing, even if it's at a position of need and a good player, isn't really enough, to be honest. But TBD, if you ask me, we'll see.
I get it. But again, if I go up and down our starting, I'll just focus on the defense because the offense is basically kind of running it back. But if you're telling me that a starting front 4 of Aiden Hutchinson, Aleem McNeil, DJ Reader, and Josh Pascal, actually / rookie that we drafted in the first round, those front 4, I'm great with that. You're telling me in the middle of the field, if I'm not happy with Evan Zaloni and Jack Campbell and Malcolm Rodriguez, I'm good with all that. And throw Derek Barnes in the mix there too, great. In the secondary, you're telling me running with Amik Robertson, who, by the way, shut down Justin Jefferson the last time we played him. You're my boy, Brian Branch, the curb stomp, the ball hawk, Kirby Joseph, and then throw in, a little DJ, that's my DJ. That seems like a hell of a defensive line out there. Grade 11 starters right there. I'm good with that. Of course, if we make a splash for Hendrickson, awesome. Throw him in there instead of Pascal or the rookie, great. But I like our starting 11 on defense, and the offense is ready to just keep rolling.
Business taxes. We're stressing about all the time and all the money you spent on your taxes.
This is my bill?
Now Business Taxes is a TurboTax small business expert who does your taxes for you and offers year-round advice at no additional cost, so you can keep more money in your business. Now this is taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com/business. Only available with TurboTax Live full service.
This episode is brought to you by Atlassian. Atlassian makes the team collaboration software that powers enterprise businesses around the world, including over 80% of the Fortune 500. With Atlassian's AI-powered software like Jira, Confluence, and Loom, you'll have more time to do the work that matters. In fact, Atlassian customers experience a 25% reduction in project duration per year. Unleash the potential of your team at Atlassian.com. Atlassian.
Hey guys, back at the playground again, huh?
Yep. You know what this playground could use? A wine country.
Heck yeah, and some waves, so we could go surfing. Oh,
yeah. Love that.
A redwood forest would be cool.
I'm in.
Ski slopes.
Let's do it.
Can a girl go shopping?
Yeah, baby.
Wait! Did we just invent California?
Discover why California is the ultimate playground at visitcalifornia.com.
Life is made up of many gorgeous moments. Cherish them all, big and small, with Blue Nile. Whether it's for yourself or a loved one, Blue Nile's unrivaled selection of expertly crafted fine jewelry and statement pieces help make all your moments sparkle. Blue Nile's experts are on hand to guide you, and their diamond guarantee ensures you get the highest quality at the best price. Celebrate a life well lived in the most radiant way and save up to 30% at BlueNile.com. That's BlueNile.com.
So good, so good, so good.
New markdowns up to 70% off are at Nordstrom Rack stores now. Fresh kicks, spring tops, new dresses. There's always a score.
I mean, the denim section is unreal.
Why do I rack? All the dresses. I always find something amazing.
Head to your Nordstrom Rack store to find can't-miss deals on all the spring things. Great brands, great prices. That's why you rack.
Hey man, we got a great football team. It's just we want to up it. Everybody else is trying to up it. We got cap space. We got ball players on rookie deals. So like now feels like the time. But
I hear you.
We will see.
I think the other thing that people overlook too, Okri, is you've got some draft picks that have been waiting in the wings a little bit that want to have you got to have a chance. I didn't even mention in that starting group Terrion Arnold. Ennis Rakestraw, okay? So, Terrion was our CB1 last year. So, we've got players that are waiting in the wings to play as well. So, I think people are still waiting to see what, the full potential of guys like Levi Onwuzurike. I think that Dan freaking Campbell is ready to give a chance to some of these other players.
All right.
I was just giving you the Dan Campbell. I was agreeing with you.
I know he was. I was letting him agree. I thought he was going to say some more. Maybe tell
somebody. I don't give a crap.
There you go, Dan.
What else do you want him to say? You got any other requests?
This place has been kicked. It's been battered. It's been bruised. And I can sit up here and give you coach speak all day long. None of that matters, and you guys don't want to hear it anyway. You've had enough of that shit. So.
I mean, we could keep going.
Listen to coach talk all day. You know that.
And while you're talking, why I kind of fell asleep during all those takes you gave and all the rebuttals you're trying to fight me on, I'm looking for this drop to go with Marcus Fattenport. I'm sure you'll love this.
Or says he's fat.
Mike Gundy, classic Jim Rome drop. Hey, Marcus Davenport.
Or says he's fat.
There you go. Oh, it's a classic from back in the day. Good old Jim Rome. All right, Choppy, let's do this. I mean, we're gonna have so much more to talk about free agency. We're working through some volume mic issues today. We're having a little fun with the drops. You're back on the show. It's all good. Let's take a break. Keep this one a little tighter. Get the Kool-Aid packets for the people. But when we come back, I want to talk about the NFL draft. I haven't heard your thoughts. We haven't got into it. We got a lot to talk about. I might have a surprise or two for the people. Everybody, we'll be right back. All right, everybody. This goes out to my fantasy football fans out there. Now, you probably heard about Reality Sports Online, the most powerful fantasy sports platform where owners can build and manage their fantasy team like a real NFL general manager. But the question is, have you tried it? I mean, we're talking free agency, multi-year contracts, rookie drafts, multi-team trades. You can put franchise tags on guys. It's as close as you're going to get to being an NFL GM. But do you think it sounds complicated? It's not. I'm here to tell you it's the best thing about Reality Sports Online is it's just more fun than your normal fantasy league, but it doesn't take barely any more time. After all this, are you still not sure? I mean, come on now. You can test your general manager skills by going over to Reality Sports Online, call it RSO. Please go check out realitysportsonline.com right now. Kool-Aid drinkers are back. Thank you so much for listening to the show, sharing the show, checking out the show, repping the show. You know that we love the people.
And the people consist of the millions
the millions and millions. We're having some fun with the Dan Campbell drops. Like I said, we apologize if the volumes are a little bit different. We're working, trying to figure some things out here. But choppy chop, I mean, we have no time to mess around, no time for shout outs, no boola boola. Like, we're a little over a month away from the NFL draft, Chops. The last few years, I mean, we've been knee deep in the Google Sheets. We've been doing 18 million shows by now. We've been mock drafting left and right. This year, nothing. A whole bunch of nothing, except I put a little work in on the Google Sheet, which you probably haven't even seen at this point. But I love the draft. I can't wait for it, but it's just a totally different year. So my first question is, Chops, where are you at with the NFL draft and the Detroit Lions as we sit today?
Well, Okri, if I told you that I knew exactly what the Lions were going to be doing, I'd be lying to you, because nobody knows what the Lions are doing. They're, other than they're going to go BPA, and it's going to be their board and not my board. So, of course, like I mentioned, I'm eyeing up that defensive line. I'm looking at edge positions. I'm looking at maybe a little bit of trading, like Dan freaking Campbell and Brad Holmes like to do with that scouting report that they get. To me, I am keying in on one of those edge players with our first or our second pick. I love the BPA, but give me defense all day, every day.
So, like, every time I get a chance to dive in, it's sort of, there's quite a few players I like out there. A lot of different ways our team can go. Everybody's like, we're at 28. What does it matter? Like, there's still going to be really good players sitting there. So I can't wait till it goes down. I guess my hope was that we'd come out a little bit more aggressive in free agency and get, I'm not even looking for a haul, but I'm looking for like more than re-sign our own one or two guys that aren't like wow factor, and then assume, which we pretty much assume at this point, that we're going to kill the draft and away we go. And like you made a good point too, that yes, there's plenty of players that we're excited about and that we want to see jumps from, or we expect are going to be young studs, but I feel like it's a little bit of a fool's errand sometimes when you just assume that, like, well, Terrion's going to take this big step and be a great CB2 and we're good there, and Ennis the Menace is good even though we didn't see anything from him last year. It's like, it's not that they forgot how to play football or they're going to fall off the map, but I'm just not penciling them in as guys that are going to be exponentially better until I either see it or until we have other players around them that can also ball at positions that we know are issues. So like the draft, I still expect us, like you just said, kind of BPA, but also depending on what else we do in free agency, like it's, not only do we need the best football player at whatever spot, but that's going to determine the future too, because once you start paying all these people, you're going to need that next wave of cheap, awesome football players that are going to come through that draft process. And that's why I've always been hesitant about trading the picks too for these players. So I think that it's going to be a crucial draft on a lot of levels. There's a lot of guys that I like. There's not a lot of top talent, which is like super exciting, which is fine because we're not high in the first, second, third, whatever it is. But I still think there's going to be plenty to get excited about and plenty of holes to fill. And I hope and assume that Brad, always over business, Holmes will just find us that next crop of guys that are going to be on the come up in 2-3 years, but are going to be big time for our football team right now.
Yeah, don't be surprised if the Lions make a again, it's something that's not set.
Your snacking routine can get a little dull. Time for an Oikos remix or light and fit remix. Like a crunchy storm of sea salt praline pretzels, dark chocolate, and butter toffee, showering down into a smooth, creamy yogurt. Enjoy 6 remix varieties, 3 Epic Complete Protein Oikos remix options, or 3 craveable light and fit remix options. See remixyogurt.com.
When you think about your future, you know what calls to you. Meaningful work, happiness, growth, and sharing these values with others. But how will you find all of that? There are many paths forward, including one you may not have considered. The military provides countless opportunities to pursue your calling, where you can be part of something bigger than yourself. while still being yourself and having the future you want. You have a calling, we have an answer. Learn more at todaysmilitary.com.
It's time to rewrite the vacation rules. With Royal Caribbean, your family can look forward to just about anything. Break the thrill barrier, roaring down the tallest water slide in North America. Jump into breathtaking jungles and jaw-dropping coves. Vibe off the charts on our private island Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And end the day knowing things are just getting started. Because this isn't just any vacation. This is all the vacations. Come seek the Royal Caribbean. Ships Registry, Bahamas.
Chronic migraine is 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more.
Botox, onabotulinum toxin A, prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they start. It's not for those with 14 or fewer headache days a month. It prevents on average 8 to 9 headache days a month versus 6 to 7 for placebo.
Prescription Botox is injected by your doctor. Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, including ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Why wait? Ask your doctor, visit BotoxChronicMigraine.com, or call 1-800-44-BOTOX to learn more.
Whether it's a movie night or just midday, Skinny Pop is a salty snack that keeps on giving. Made with just 3 simple ingredients for an irresistibly delicious taste and a large serving size that lasts. Deliciously popped, perfectly salted. Skinny Pop, popular for a reason. Shop Skinny Pop now.
Sexy, but I absolutely expect them to do something on the offensive line because, like you said, you're looking at Frank Ragnasty, you're looking at Taylor Decker. You know, those guys are getting up there in years. Graham Glasgow, 33 years old. Of course, you got Penny, who got Pizzade, but he's only 25. But you're right, we've got an aging line on the offensive side of the ball where we got Christian Mahogany, we got a couple other guys where you're like, okay, TBD if you ask me, what can they be? But I expect there to be a pick at some point on the offensive line, someone who can play center and someone who can play guard, or someone that has that versatility across the line. Because we are going to have to address that. And again, they just build through the trenches. So, we hit big with Hutch. It would be great to hit big with another guy on the other side that, everybody's getting so hot about, Josh Sweat, we could have got this. Trey Hendrickson, we could have. What if we just went and drafted the best edge in the draft class in 2 years and went, can you believe that we've got Hutch and this guy on the other side just balling out, making it miserable for quarterbacks, sacking Caleb Williams while he's painting and nails 17 times a season because we play him twice? It's going to be great.
Chops, I heard you. I really did. I promise I didn't doze off. But I got 3 side tangents to go on real quick. So a couple times during the show, you've stole my gimmick lines, which you've been known to do. I mean, they are usually trending on the Twitterverse. But I found myself this past weekend, somebody was talking and they said something that I didn't care about or that wasn't a big deal. And I said, whoop-de-doo, buzzle. It just came out of me. And I dropped it on them. The other thing is I made fun of your Red Wings earlier, are you taking notice that my Pistons are just wrecking teams? They've won 8 out of 11. They just beat another team by 20 right now while we're recording. Are you taking note, or are you just crying in your Cheerios because your hockey team can't get over the hump, even though you told me the last 3 years that this will be the playoff year? Here we come. Here come the young guys. Oakrey, listen to me. We got this. I mean, are you in on any of this or no?
Listen, you know how I feel about basketball. I mean, to me, it's barely above that sport we shall not speak of. So am I excited for the city of Detroit? Yeah, because it's good to have good teams here. But I could give 2 rips about Cade or anybody else on the Pistons. And as far as the Red Wings go, look, if we remove the month of March from our last 3 seasons, we would have been in the damn playoffs. But I don't know what it is. The clock turns, Mark 3-1 hits, and the team decides they don't know what they're doing, how to play hockey. They go on these stupid 5, 6, 7, 8 game losing streaks, and they fall out of the playoffs. The last 3 years in a playoff spot on March 1st. And then you blink, and it's March 10th or March 15th, and they're out. So, yeah, I'm not crying in my Cheerios. I'm flipping the table and throwing my cereal all over the place because they got to get their crap together and start playing in March so that we can have some more April in the D.
Oh, my goodness. There's your hashtag choppy hockey rant / take /
Hashtag hot choppy no liking.
Exactly. Hey, one other tangent. So you mentioned Terrion Arnold, and I commented on him as well. Did you happen to see that? I guess we could say he took his teammates out for dinner. I mean, I think the receipt said Sexy Steakhouse, which, like, I don't know what that is or where that is, or, like, I've never been there. But my man racked up $102,000 bill. Did you see this on the Twitterverse? That's a hell of a player dinner or party or, hangout or club night or whatever you want to call it.
If you think that was a steak dinner, then you must be reading the receipt wrong there, buddy, because that was all... I saw Sexy Steakhouse or Sexy Steak, whatever, and all I'm thinking is, man, that's a hell of a strip club bill.
Yeah, oh yeah, but Terrion, he does it up big, man. I'm sure when you talk all the noise he does, you have to do stuff like that too to ingratiate yourself and let your teammates like, man, does he ever be quiet? Well, didn't he take us out for 100K? We'll let it slide. Like, I'm sure there's some of that going on, but I'm real hopeful for the player too. But I thought that was crazy to see that bill, just ridiculous.
I think people got to lighten up on him a little bit, man. We really we drafted him and then we just expected him to be this like top guy immediately, put him in the CB1 spot. And though we did have the Carlton on their side, but like, man, I have no concerns with Terrion Arnold. I know other people don't agree with that take. I have no concerns with him. I think he's going to have a hell of a career. He had a hell of a rookie year when you break it all down. Yes, he was handsy. Yes, he dealt with some penalties, but look, give the kid some slack. There's like people are already all over him. I'm like, guys, like he's a rookie. Chill out.
I mean, he's okay. I went on multiple shows, though, beefing on him because there's not one play I remember last year other than like one PBU that was kind of a wow play or a great play. There's just lots of okay stuff. There was some frustrating penalties. There was some, he's in the screen, but he's just nowhere near the ball or not really. So, like, I think the player, the person is still great, but if you want to talk about his last season, there was really nothing to write home about. There wasn't even like one pick or one wow, turnover play that I can remember. So that's my beef with him and Jack Campbell, to be honest. But let me get back to the draft real quick, Choppy, because let me ask you this. Are we ever, especially in this draft, there's 2 things the Lions haven't done that I think they need to do ASAP. One is, I don't know, trade back for once. I mean, is it just me, or are we going on 3-4 years or every year of this regime where they just go up and get their guys no matter what? I guess you could say yes, they trade back before they do stuff like that, but it doesn't matter if you trade back 2-3 times when you give up 4 picks for Broderick Martin. Like you're just compiling to then waste. So I'd like to see them go back and then still get the talents that they covet or that fit them, and get more shots during the draft rather than always packaging to go get these guys they love, which yes have worked out. And the other thing I want them to do is, if they don't see a bunch of players they love in this draft, be willing to give up a third or a second and a third to go get a ball player. Go get a guy that, yes, we can just plug in at edge and can do some things, because I had to listen to you a minute ago say, what if we just sit there and take one? Like, one thing we fall in love with too much in the NFL is that we're just going to draft a player, plug him in, starter, and in a year or 2 he should and better be all pro. And I'm much more apt to want to have a good player, have the guy one peg down, and when he earns it, plug him right in there and then pay him accordingly down the line. Not just leave us empty and then take a guy in the late round 1, 2, whatever, and think that he's going to change our whole world. Like, yes, it happens, but I think people just fall in love with that too much. I think you're just going to sit there at 28, pick a guy, put him opposite Hutch, and he's going to be better than anything else you could do. I'd be surprised.
Did the guy who seriously dropped a Kool-Aid packet that only talked about why you shouldn't trade any of your draft picks and don't give up this for Myles Garrett and don't give up that because of the contract, because of the term, because of this? Did you just come on here and say, why don't we just trade our second and third round picks for a known commodity? Is that what you just said?
Imagine a world-class graduate education that's accessible, flexible, and designed for career impact. That's Harvard Extension School. Build actionable knowledge and skills in challenging online classes taught by Harvard faculty and industry experts. Explore new opportunities and expand your network with high-achieving professionals from around the world. Part-time learning. Real-world impact. This is Harvard on your terms. Learn more at extension.harvard.edu/Spotify.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Don't miss your window of opportunity. Upgrade your space now during Blinds.com's anniversary sale and save up to 50% site-wide. Our design experts can help schedule a professional measure and installation, plus guidance for DIYers too. With over 25 million windows covered and our 100% satisfaction guarantee, you can count on Blinds.com to deliver results you'll love. Shop Blinds.com's anniversary sale now for up to 50% off site-wide. Save up to 50% site-wide at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Support your immune system with Airborne's most complete immune support formula yet. Airborne's delicious effervescent tablets are packed with 7 powerful ingredients to fill the holes your immune system may have, so that you can enjoy those unmissable moments in your life. Learn more at airbornecomplete.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
BTW, FYI. Visit Nexplanon.com RN to learn about Nexplanon. It's an adjustable implant, 68 milligrams RadioPublic. Or ask your HCP IRL. Okay, TTYL.
That's exactly what I said, because it would depend on who it is, and because this regime never does that, and because as much as draft picks are valuable, I don't come on here every day and just think that because we took Terrion Arnold at whatever, that he's a shutdown cornerback day one. He is what he is. He's a talented rookie that took some lumps last year. So do I expect him to be better in year 2? Yep. Do I expect him to ball out probably in year 3? Yep. So we can't do that at all these other empty spots like edge and another corner and other offensive spots. We got to supplement the roster and draft well. That's my point.
So I'm going to put you on the spot then. Are you telling me right now that you're going to trade your second round pick and your compensatory pick from the Aaron Glenn signing, and you're going to package up those 2 picks and you're going to send them over to Cincinnati for Trey Hendrickson right now? You doing it?
I said on a Kool-Aid packet that I would start those discussions with that third for AG, and if they want to move it up to my late second, I'd probably greatly think about it, but it kind of depends on the money. All this funny money that people are handing out, do we have the resources just to pay $27-30 million for Trey Hendrickson? Is he worth it as his age? He's been hella productive and he's got the mentality, but I'd like a younger option. But if there's no younger options, yeah, I probably would take a second, preferably a mid-third, and do that in a heartbeat, because I know this guy can play. He's going to fit right in, and we can have him for our window of 2-3 years, and by then we'll have other options, and we could just slide him in at that point. So, yeah, I like that option a lot based on that, resource. A third, a late second for the player like that, yes. Multiple ones and $40 million for other people, not so much.
Yep, I agree. I'm all on board with that. I think... Again, right now, the guy, I think his cap hit is, 18 million. But the other thing we haven't seen happen, Oakley, with some of these guys, and I'm kind of waiting for it, is again, it's NFL funny money. Like all of a sudden you see like so-and-so did a restructure and saved the Lions $40 million in cap space. And they went and turned around and spent half of that on Trey Hendrickson. Awesome. Let's do that. Okay, because as everybody sees, like, I don't know, somehow Dallas like restructures 3 contracts and all of a sudden they have $60 million in cap space. I don't even know how that happens. I don't understand it. It's funny money. It's ridiculous to me. But look, if Jared Goff and Penei Sewell and Taylor Decker and a couple other guys got together and said, hey, like, let's structure our deals. We're still getting the money, by the way, but let's make it so that we can get Trey Hendrickson out here. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and do that. Or let's settle something up here and make sure that we can pay Hutch and Kerbo. Then I would love to see it happen because, you know, they're still getting that money. It's not like the money's going away. They're not agreeing to less money. They're just restructuring it in different ways. So I'd love to see that happen. And I'd love to see Trey Hendrickson get a trade, use a pick, a second or a third, because again, are you telling me, my argument is always, are you going to get a guy guaranteed that can put up the production that he can put up in the second round? You don't know. It's TBD, okay? I'm not going to use your drop again, but it's worth the gamble. And if we can make the money work, which it seems like the NFL can always make the money work, then do it.
Well, I'll steal some of your drops, because how about you go talk to your boy JG16 and tell him to open up that wallet and make some of that happen? How about that? Woo-wee! How about you tell him that and I'll say hashtag Okrie Likey.
Woo! Hashtag Choppy Likey.
Because last time I checked, he's got quite a bit of excess there, 50-some million, especially the way he played in the playoffs. So we'll start with him. Penei, he's got a few kids, just got paid. He needs to kind of bank some dough. I'm sure he's really struggling out there in the streets. And the other guys you mentioned, I don't think need to pony up. But the quarterback, yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. So let's start there. The other thing I want to say draft-wise before we close up this show, we talked about it a couple times, but like I feel like this is the first draft I'm going into where, you know, I'll have the Okrie targets, you know, I'll try to play the board, quote unquote, but like if I want to think like Brad Holmes, especially in rounds 1 and round 2, if he keeps those picks, I'm actually trying to figure out like who are the ultimate game changers, who are the guys that are going to stick out at those picks that regardless of position are just the best football player, regardless of position, regardless of age, you know, all the other things that we look at, positional value, who's the best? Because I feel like that's who he's going to take and that's who's going to ball out in the NFL. And so it's more about game changers than it is about filling holes. And the more we can remember that come draft day, the more we'll think like Brad Holmes and probably make better decisions. So you with me on that, as well as the, you think he's going to be wheeling and dealing, or is he going to just be packaging and going to get his favorites again?
Again, I don't know how you even predict what he's going to do because, I think there's only 2 positions, and again, we've said this before, but in my mind, there's only 2 positions I could absolutely not see him drafting with one of those first 2 picks. A running back and a quarterback. That's it. Other than that, nothing would surprise me, and nothing should surprise anybody. Like if they love, you know, I don't know, what tight end, like from the University of Michigan, like, you know, I don't know, what's his name, Loveland, and they take him, I wouldn't be shocked. And then we have this whole 2-headed tight end monster that we've talked about on this show many times. Like there's not a position at all that I would just be like, what is going on other than running back and quarterback? That's it. So get a tackle, get a tight end, hell, get a wide receiver, you know, safety. Nothing matters to me because, again, whatever he does, you know that guy is going to fit his mentality. He has not missed on any pick in his top 2 rounds. He hasn't. So I trust him.
For the record, people, there's only been one person on this pod that continually throws out this random Colston Loveland at 28 and take 2 tight ends. That hasn't been me. That's been at Chops in the D. Go shoot him a DM. Go comment on his feed about what you think about that take. That's not where I'm at. I agree that Brad Holmes could do something crazy, but I'm not a proponent of that. I'm not shilling for that. Yes, I love Michigan and their players, but not that much. So, choppy chop. I mean, I still have, like, I'm going through, you know, time is running out, but I'm still kind of working my way through people I've got targeted who I think will fit. I do think we'll see some more free agent signings here in the next, couple weeks, another big name, probably some more depth signings. I'm sure some more guys that already play here that we're going to take care of. But then before you know it, man, it's draft day, and we'll be having our live picks. Brad Holmes will be doing his thing. That's really when the football team gets solidified. So I'm really excited about that. And I still think they're not done in free agency, and I would really like to see him make an aggressive trade or two, whether it be now, draft day, before the draft, after, whatever. Like, I think that bolster us up so you get this fan base back before training camp, OTAs, and then we just got to be dominant on the field to go get the job done this year, next year, whatever it is. There's no time to be waiting around anymore, is my opinion. So,
well, I like it. Get aggressive, make a splash here. I think that it's probably going to happen via trade, but again, you got to remember too, like there's always these post free agency cuts that happen too. So, the Joey Bosa's, which, some people are super high on him. I'm not as high as I used to be, but there's lots of names out there of people that are getting released where you're like, wow, that's a big name player. I mean, there's a lot of them out there. So, but I would absolutely love to see them make a splash, use some of those assets that they're so careful with, and they've accumulated. Use them now. Like, send some picks. I'm fine with it, but let's get somebody that's really going to put us over the edge. And then, like you said, like we know we're just going to hit on our picks and we're going to keep nailing that draft. So it's an exciting time of year, Oakry. Free agency opens this week. I think officially it's today, the day the pod drops. People can actually sign. I know there's lots of agreements in place. We'll see if anybody backs out after they've agreed or whatever. But look, I'm excited. It's Wednesday. The pod's dropping, and it's officially real free agency, not tampering. And it's a great time to be a Lions fan.
One last thing, Choppy Chop. Will the Detroit Lions be in on and possibly sign Cooper Kupp once he's released on Wednesday by the LA Rams? What do you think?
What do I think? I don't know, man. Look, I don't. If it happens, fine. They're not going to overpay for him. So I mean, look, if they do it, then I know it'll be done smartly and it won't impact the cap too much. So fine. Cooper Kupp is my wide receiver 3 at this point. If he can stay on the field, fine. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. But he's not Cooper. Again, he's not Cooper Kupp of 2022, 2021, 2020. He isn't. So, these people that think they're getting their Cooper Kupp Pro Bowler, all super stud, pushing for yardage and touchdown records, it's not that guy anymore. So he likes JG16. Brad Holmes loves him. Okay, fine. Fine.
Oh, that's not
Moving
the take
on.
I was expecting.
I say, Oakry, here you go. This is what I say if they get Cooper Kupp. Whoop-de-doo, Basil.
All right, good work. I'm surprised by that. I thought you'd be more excited. I think they may be laying in the weeds for this player because I feel like him and the quarterback and Amon-Ra and J-Mo Fast and Gibbs. I just think that could put us over the top. He doesn't have to be what he was a couple years ago. He's just a damn smart, good football player that can catch the football, can still get open on the type of routes that your quarterback can throw, which is 7 to 15 yards down the field. So I think they may be waiting it out, courting him, and then getting him at a very nice coupon clearance rack value would be what I would hope for. But we'll see what happens. And like I said, I expect some type of edge rusher here at some point because you need to be able to get after the quarterback. Everybody, that's what we got. Talked a little free agency, talked a little draft. And we'll catch you for the Kool-Aid Packets. Don't forget, this is the flagship on Wednesday, Friday, and Monday Kool-Aid Packets. We're giving you 3 glasses of Kool-Aid with a double-sided cornbread each. And we'll catch you next time right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast. Take care, everybody. We're out.
Go, DJ. That's my DJ.
Cornbread! Cornbread! Pack the bag! Start the plane! This game is over! It is over! What a comeback by the Lions!
Drink it in, man.